Kneel down and serve your brother his food. Do it, house girl. He is a man. You are nothing. Those were my father's exact words. He didn't shout. He didn't scream. He just said it like it was normal. Like I wasn't his daughter. Like I didn't deserve to breathe the same air as my brother. I carried the hot plate of rice with shaky hands. My knees were bruised from all the kneeling I did every single day. But if I didn't kneel, I would get slapped. Again. So I knelt, lowly, in front of Jason, my younger brother. He was only 9. But the way he sat with his arms crossed, waiting to be served, you'd think he was a king. He looked down at me and laughed. Faster, maid. I'm hungry. My name is Amara and I'm 14 years old. And I live in a house where I'm treated like trash. Like a slave. And the worst part. It wasn't always like this. When I was little, my mum was alive. She would sing while cooking. She braided my hair. She read me bedtime stories. Back then, my dad was different too. He smiled. He joked. He even danced in the living room sometimes. But when Mum got sick and died, everything changed. It was like someone turned off a light inside him. He started yelling. Then he stopped talking much at all. Until one day he said, "Jason is the future of this family. You are just a girl." From that moment I was no longer a daughter. Became the help. I washed clothes, cleaned toilets, polished Jason's shoes. When I was 12 I started washing his underwear too. If Jason dropped his pencil, my dad would shout, "Amara, why is your brother bending down? Are you blind?" If Jason wanted food, I had to cook it, serve it, and kneel while giving it to him. If I spoke up, even once, I'd go to bed without food. Or worse, get slapped hard across the face. One day, Jason poured juice on the floor and said, "Clean it up, maid." I told him to stop calling me that. My dad heard me. He came out of his room, pulled me by the arm and shouted, "You dare raise your voice at him? He is a man. You are nothing." Then he slapped me. In front of Jason. Jason laughed. That night, I cried myself to sleep on the floor of the kitchen. My bed had been taken from me the year before. Jason wanted a bigger room, so my dad gave him mine. I slept on a thin mat, beside the mop and the old fridge. But I wasn't stupid. Even if they treated me like I had no brain, I was smart. I loved to read. I loved science. I loved puzzles and codes. So when I saw a flyer about a scholarship exam for a top school, I hid it. I studied in secret, using Jason's old textbooks. Passed. I still remember how my hands shook as I opened the acceptance letter. Full scholarship. New school. Boarding house. Chance to escape. My heart danced in my chest. I ran to show my dad. "Daddy, look. I got in. They want me." He didn't even finish reading. He tore the letter into tiny pieces. "I'm not sending a house girl to represent this family," he said. "Stop dreaming. Your place is here." I stood frozen. I couldn't breathe. I watched my dream fall to the floor like ashes. The next day, Jason got a brand new PS5. I got a broom. That night, I stared at a picture of my mom on the wall. I whispered, "Please send me a miracle. I can't live like this anymore." Something inside me shifted. Something strong. Something sharp. I made a decision. I will leave this place. I don't care how. I will leave. The next week, I went back to that school's office. I begged them to let me come. I told them my dad was sick and couldn't sign papers. I faked his signature. I lied with tears in my eyes. They believed me. They gave me a date to report. I had 2 weeks to plan my escape. Every day, I stole coins from under my dad's chair. I saved them in a cracked cup hidden under the floorboard. I sold old plastic bottles. I packed my things little by little. And then the night came. I didn't cry. I didn't panic. I wrote one note. "I'm done being your slave. The next time you see me, you'll kneel." And then I walked out. Into the dark. Into the unknown. I didn't even look back. The night I left home, I didn't know where I would go. I had a small bag, my cracked phone, and the coins I saved. The school was far away, but I found a bus that took me halfway. I walked the rest. My shoes tore. My feet bled. But I didn't stop. When I arrived, the school gate was already closing. I knocked hard. The gate man looked at me. "Who are you?" I said. "My name is Amara. I'm here for the scholarship." He looked confused, but he let me in. The principal was kind. She welcomed me. She said she'd been expecting me. And just like that, I had a bed. I had food. I had peace. But I was also scared. What if my dad found me? What if they sent me back? So I made myself invisible. I didn't talk much. I stayed quiet. I studied hard. At night, I cried under my blanket, thinking of my mum. I missed her so much. But every morning, I got up and reminded myself, "You are not a maid. You are not nothing. You are a girl with power." The school became my hiding place. I cleaned classrooms to earn small money. I polished teachers' shoes. Not because I was forced, but because I wanted to survive. One teacher noticed me. Her name was Miss Tola. "You like computers?" she asked one day after class. I nodded. I didn't speak much back then. She took me to the school's small computer room. It was dusty, but I felt magic in there. She showed me how to write code, how to build small games. Picked it up fast. Faster than anyone else in class. She smiled at me. "You're special, Amara. One day, the world will know your name." Her words stayed in my heart. After 2 years, I entered a national coding contest. I built a simple app that helped kids read better. Came second. The prize was a laptop and a scholarship to a tech camp. That camp, my life changed again. I met other girls. Girls who loved computers like me. Girls who had hard stories too. We shared our pain, our dreams, our strength. One day, a man from a big tech company visited the camp. He was impressed by my project. He gave me his card. "If you ever want an internship, call me." I kept that card like gold. By the time I was 18, I had built 2 apps. One helped students learn math. The other helped farmers check weather updates. People started talking about me. My name began to spread. But I never posted pictures. I never used my real last name. I didn't want my father to find me. I had not heard from him or Jason since I left. No calls. No messages. Nothing. Sometimes I wondered if they even looked for me. Other times I told myself it didn't matter. They never loved me. They only loved control. When I turned 20, I got invited to speak at a national tech summit. The invite came with a flight ticket, hotel stay, and a speaking slot. The moment I saw the location, my heart dropped. Lagos. The same city where my father and brother lived. I sat on my bed for a long time, holding that invite. Should I go? I wasn't the scared girl anymore. I wasn't the house girl. I was Amara, the girl who vanished and became fire. Packed my best clothes. I braided my hair like my mum used to do it. And I whispered to her photo, "I'm going back, Mummy. But this time I'm not kneeling." The plane ride was fast. The hotel was beautiful. For the first time in years, I saw my reflection and smiled. I looked nothing like the girl who used to serve food on her knees. The morning of the event, I wore a white suit. My favorite color. Made me feel like light. People were already filling the hall when I arrived. Tech experts, journalists, investors. I waited backstage, holding my note cards, breathing slowly. Then someone spilled a drink behind me. I turned and froze. It was Jason, my brother. He was holding a tray of juice. He wore a black waiter's uniform. His shoes were dusty. His eyes looked tired, older. He didn't recognize me. But I knew that face anywhere. The same boy who spat in my food. The same boy who laughed when Dad slapped me. The same boy who said I was nothing. Now he was serving drinks at an event where I was the main speaker. I stepped back, hidden behind a curtain. My hands were shaking. Not from fear. From power. For 7 years I kept my head down. I worked in silence. But today, the silence was over. I took a deep breath. Then I heard my name over the microphone. "Please welcome our keynote speaker, Amara Uche." The crowd clapped. The lights turned. I stepped out. As I stepped onto the stage, everything went quiet for a second. Claps. Loud ones. People stood on their feet. They were clapping for me. I could barely hear the applause. My heart was thumping so loud in my chest. I saw cameras flashing, phones recording. All eyes on the girl who once scrubbed floors and begged to eat. I stood tall and smiled. Not a fake one. Real one. Free one. Gave my speech. I told them about my love for technology, my little reading app, and how I once had nothing but hope and a dream. I didn't talk about the pain, about the beatings, about the words that tried to crush me, but they didn't need to know that part. After my talk, I walked off the stage. My legs were still shaking, but I felt strong inside. That's when I heard someone shout, "Amara!" Turned. It was Jason. He had dropped the tray. Juice spilled everywhere. People were staring. He looked confused. His mouth was open. He kept blinking like he was seeing a ghost. "Is it really you?" he asked, walking slowly toward me. I didn't answer. He looked at me from head to toe. I was wearing the white suit, the expensive shoes. My face was soft, calm, but different. "You've changed," he whispered. You look so rich." I looked him in the eye. "You look tired," I said. He nodded quickly. "We've been struggling. After you left, everything went down. Dad lost his job. His business failed. I dropped out of school. We started doing small jobs." He rubbed his hands together. "We don't even have a place to stay anymore." I stood silent. Then he said the words that made my heart freeze. "Can we come with you? Please. Help us, sister. We've lost everything." I took a deep breath. I looked at the boy who once made me kneel beside him. I looked at the same lips that once spat in my food. I remembered the day he laughed while I was slapped in front of him. And now he wanted my help. I stepped closer to him. Looked him in the eyes. "Did you kneel to ask?" I said quietly. He looked confused. "What?" I said, "Did you kneel?" I repeated. He blinked. I don't understand. "Because I had to kneel to serve you food. Every day. I had to wash your socks. Your underwear. I wasn't your sister. I was your maid. You're nothing. And now you're asking for help. Without kneeling." He looked down at the ground. Behind him, I saw my dad walking into the hall. He looked thinner. His hair was gray. His shirt was torn at the collar. When he saw me, he stopped. I turned to him. He didn't speak at first. Then slowly he walked forward. "I didn't know you would become this," he said. I didn't answer. He added, "If I had known." And I cut him off. "If you had known I'd become rich and successful, you would have treated me better. But because I was just a girl, you crushed me." He didn't deny it. He looked tired, broken, just like Jason. Then he did something I never expected. He bent his knees. Right there, in the middle of the event hall. People started whispering. Cameras turned. He knelt. "Please, Amara. Forgive us." Jason followed. He knelt beside our father. And I just stood there. I had waited so long for this moment. But I didn't laugh. I didn't scream. Just smiled. "You told me once that I was nothing," I said softly. "But look at me now. And look at you." I picked up my bag and turned around. "Amara, wait!" Jason shouted. "Please don't leave us here." Pause. Then I said, "I already left you. 7 years ago. That girl you knew, she's gone." And with that I walked away. I didn't look back. I didn't cry. I walked like a woman who had won. 'Cause I had. I was the girl who used to kneel and serve. I was the house girl, the maid, the nothing. But now, I'm the one they kneel to. And I didn't even need revenge. Success was enough. End.